What's up, guys? It's Sean again. Gonna be doing more of this atheist stuff. You guys are getting sick of this. I'd just say like go away from my channel. If you are atheist, you'll probably fucking love the shit out of me. But I kind of off-trailed last video and was gonna talk about one thing and then started talking about another. But I think I'll stick to what I was gonna talk about this time. There's like two just huge flaws that stick out to me in Christianity, or at least to me, that I just really can't help but noticing. Like, to me, I don't get that, like, to me it seems like God has the same scapegoat as humans do for the bad they do. Like, it just appalls me that all the Christians want to do is sit and look at, like, the good their God does. And I'm not even just Christians, like, people who are Islamic, people who, you know, are, like, Hindu. I mean, I can't just pick on Christianity, really, because I've studied all three things I just mentioned, so, and there was the bad in all those books, you know. I just, like, just these you know, or the Abrahamic religions, I just don't get, like Judaism too, like the Old Testament God, like, I just don't get it, that it's like, okay, one, you have, like, okay, they say, oh, well, you know, God doesn't intervene because he gave us free will. Well, to me, I think that's bullshit. To me, that's an scapegoat. That's like, well, okay, that, you know, I get in these arguments with people sometimes where they're like, oh no, you're blaming, like, you're blaming God for what people do. Well, there's certain contexts in which, like, when he flooded the world and smited Sodom and Gomorrah and killed the Canaanites and the Abelites, like, no, that was him. It says his name in front of, at the beginning of those sentences, or in front of those events. That wasn't people. That was him doing that. So how can you refute that? You blame that on people and people's free will. That wasn't people. And then I just, like, okay, you have this free will, which, yeah, I've said I think is bullshit. You know, it's just God's a scapegoat for, you know, he creates us, and he's supposed to be this all-powerful, like, all-knowing God, and yet he makes flawed, you know, beings, even though he's perfect. Like, what much fucking sense does that make? That a perfect fucking being makes flawed beings? That just doesn't sound right. That's not logical. That's not with reason. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Neither does a talking snake. That shit doesn't make sense, people. So, like, well, what I was saying is, then, okay, with the humans, you go New Testament, and we have this repentment, like, okay, you shoot someone, you kill someone, you rape someone, you molest someone, you do some of the worst foul shit you can do. And I even had to explain this to my mom, like, as long as you repent, like, and you believe in this stuff, and you mean it, God's supposed to forgive you. So, like, okay, where's you being put in check? Like, see, me, myself, like, back when, like, I was Christian, I kind of rather preferred the Old Testament, which is weird to people, because, like, back then, you were held accountable for what you did. I mean, this is gonna sound, like, really mean, but back then, it's like, if you killed someone, you were going to fucking hell for it. If you raped someone or molested a kid, you were going to hell for it. There was no this scapegoat with repentment, you know. But to me, it's like, I think the fucking dude who wrote the fucking Old Testament, and then when they started to write the New Testament, the people looking at the Old Testament went, oh shit, not only does God kind of look like, you know, a prick, because he's, like, homophobic and pro-slavery and pro-genocide and sexist and misogynistic and racist and you know, pro-war and all this stuff. But, you know, they look at that and they go, oh shit, man, he doesn't sound too great. He sounds angry and kind of pissed off and all this shit. Like, I don't know, this doesn't sound too good for us. And then they bring in Jesus. Jesus saves the day. Jesus. All hail Jeebus. Yeah. You know, we celebrate Easter. And some dude got nailed to a bunch of stick. Yay, zombie Jesus Day. It's just like, what the fuck? But yeah, like, okay, back to what I was saying. Like, you have this God's free will, which to me it seems like an scapegoat for God. And then you have the repentment for us. So, okay, God gets out of any trouble he would have had with himself by supposedly giving us this free will. And then we get out of the trouble by doing what we're not supposed to be, what we would have got sent to hell for, by repenting. So it's like, okay, he gets away with what he gets away with by free will, then he doesn't have to intervene. And then we get away with what we do by repenting. So it's just like, it's all circular. It's like, it's basically the same scapegoat with just a different, you know, fucking way to say it. You know, instead of, you know, God's scapegoat being called repentment, it's called free will. And instead of, you know, ours being called, you know, free will, it's called repentment. It's just like, I don't fucking get it. It's like, and then second, like, you have God having all these human emotions, anger, you know, sadness, fucking, you know, fear, mistrust, you know, all, and these are all, like, human, like, emotions. So I just kind of find it funny that the all-powerful, all-knowing being that shouldn't need emotions or shouldn't need an ego has emotions like human beings. So isn't that a little odd to people that he has the same thing people have? You know, I love it how they say, oh, well, we were made in his image. No, fuck that, how about we reverse it? No, I mean, to me, you ask me, people made up God. People made religions. I mean, there was a quote I seen on Facebook. Religion was made by the powerful to control the stupid. And to me, it's one of the most brilliant quotes there are. I mean, bar none. So, I mean, if you think about it like that, like, who's to say if I'm right? You know, he was made in our image, you know, racist, homophobic, you know, genocidal, you know, pro-slavery, pro-war, sexist, you know, shit like that, you know, things that humans do, and yet, you know, he reflects these same qualities. So it's like, you ask me, hell nah, we made him in our fucking image. So yeah, I thought I'd make that video. Like, maybe I'm making sense to you guys, maybe I'm not. If I am, like, you know, great. I mean, if you're kind of on the fence and you maybe think, like, atheism appeals to you, like, you know, hit me up, man. Like, I've been told, like, I can explain the shit great. But yeah, with that, you know, that's my video. Sean, peace out.